Well, it's seasonal change.
Yeah. And it's the track.
It got dark yesterday for the first time properly. That was noticeable.
It got cold as well.
Yeah,
the first time.
But it's the first week of darkness. I finished work and it was dark.
Sorry, we did get off a shacket.
Oh yeah,
is a shirt jacket.
Is it? Is that the official name for it?
It's like an overcoat. And so, but
I know what they are. I just don't. I haven't heard many people refer to them.
So shackets is a key weapon in a short man's arsenal.
We definitely have had this conversation, yeah.
And I do think the word shacket is used too sincerely by some people. Like people will say, "Oh, nice shacket," but they'll say it like that, like it's not. It's a silly word.
Right. You think shacket should be taken more seriously?
No, should be taken less seriously.
Right.
You know, if you're going to compliment someone's shacket, be like, nice shacket.
How? I've never heard someone use that outside of you.
I've used. Oh yeah, that's what I mean. You're not plugged in. Everyone's talking about shackets. I
think we have very different definitions of being plugged in.
You've got to be plugged in. Tube girl.
I think you're plugged into the wrong spaces.
I mean, your
TikTok is kind of
is incredibly racist.
So it's just a group of Muslims.
So it'll be like, you know, it'll be like Bradford High Street, and it'll be all Muslims protesting against something.
You've never been to Bradford, have you?
No, not at all. Yeah. And it's just setting up for people to get upset about how we've lost the war, some war or something.
And what's your take on it?
My take is I'm hearing it out.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait.
Yeah, you don't know yet.
I don't know yet.
So you think the war's still ongoing?
Yes. But I just find it interesting that it's just sort of like people is trying to confirm all these people's biases, and you can just really feel that there's. I mean, I guess the benefit of getting like a really racist algorithm is you do get to see what's going to really hit the mainstream quite hard in like 5 years. I'm not saying that racism's gone away from the mainstream, but I think there's going to be a crazy new wave of anti-immigration, unlike what you've seen before, is what I'm thinking.
Even more?
I think so, because I think there's this new Poland are doing something in like aggressive, so they're not letting any Islamic immigration in,
right? Only
Christian immigrants.
Yeah, okay.
And so they're trying to basically create like an ethno state.
Yeah,
and
it's your dream, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, but not for white people.
Ethno gold is what we've called you for a while.
And so I think that people are going to start pointing to that as to what they want the UK to be.
Right.
And I can see it coming.
So you think the culture is swinging even further away and more disparate, and then
I think it's going to take a real. I think that all the
he's getting this from his TikTok algorithm, by the way, everyone.
I think all the like transgender toilets and all of that will subside, and it will go into like full on immigration.
Do you think people will get fed up with kind of these woke arguments that are seeming increasingly irrelevant?
Yeah.
And then it will go back into the cold, hard kind of day-to-day racism.
That's sort of like
racism
the main
you
issue.
can kind of touch.
Yeah.
You can feel that kind of racism.
But it's sort of the main issue for most people. That's like their main, if you want bugbear, is immigration.
Yeah, it's tough when a bugbear is every other race than you. It kind of pushes the bounds of what a bugbear might be.
It's bugbear.
Everyone other than you.
My bugbear is people who aren't my race.
It's like their gripe. What's your gripe? Oh, everyone that's not me.
That's my bugbear.
Yeah.
But I guess Brexit, that everyone voted for it with the main reason, above all else, is to stop immigrants, right? And
you are our immigration czar.
Yeah.
The Boys Gone Wild immigration czar.
And now more immigrants are coming than have ever come before.
Yeah, is that true?
Yeah.
Is that true?
I think so.
That's the problem. I don't know. I don't think you know.
There's more like, all these videos I've been watching.
There you go. That's a bit of the problem.
All these incredible small boats. I hear a lot about small boats.
Yeah. I think you need to do a couple of different likes on TikTok because your algorithm's getting quite toxic.
Yeah. Anyway, how have you been?
I'm good. No, fine. I am done.
Yeah.
No, I am done. A bit fed up.
But I feel fed up. I think it is that turning of the pendulum.
I think we've all got to have. Everyone deserves a hard transition into winter, or even into autumn, whichever one we're in.
Or into hardcore right-wing politics.
Yeah, everyone deserves it. No, everyone deserves a transition to get used to the greyness, the darkness, and the general bad weather. I mean, the weather's been weird. It's been up and down. So I feel like maybe the fed upness has been because we haven't had the full on like, here you go, the season's changed. There's been moments where the sun has peeked through the clouds, quite literally.
Yeah.
So now it's a bit like, maybe you should feel fine instead of just feel a bit shit for a bit.
Yeah.
And then come out of it.
It is weirdly whether you can trace it to like mood and kind of ways that you feel like that weird weather that you have in that transition at the beginning of autumn where you don't know which jacket to wear. And you often end up...
I've lost all of mine.
You often end up with a jacket and you're sweating on the tube. You're like, how did this happen?
I've been cold. I'm not bringing jackets and I've been cold. I'm asking people to bring hoodies out when whoever left the house.
Yeah.
And I can't. I'm 26.
Yeah, so there's that period and then we settle in and there's a brief relief that we know what it's going to be. Brief relief. It's cold outside. Oh, keep going. It's cold inside in my
Just
head.
say brief relief again.
I'm sorry.
God's sake. I wasn't asking you to come up with a song.
I'm tired. I can't come.
The song was called Brief Relief.
You can't force these beats on me. I accidentally said brief relief and now it's fire in the booth. Imagine throwing fire in the booth on an unsuspecting,
What would your, if you had to go on Jules Holland,
Yeah.
what song would you sing?
What, so I can sing any song?
Yeah.
I'll probably
You can choose any kind of arrangement you want. Any
arrangement
of any song, and then have any band you want. Just you and a piano.
What's the song
You can
that
have a
was
full
used at
big
the beginning
band.
of the Lloyd's TSB advert? And I'm the composer, and it's loads of people.
You're the conductor.
Yeah. Conductor,
right. I don't think you could do that.
I'm not allowed to do that.
Jules Holland doesn't often have orchestras.
And so it's any arrangement. This is what I'm...
Like a waay.
You did just say any arrangement and then you're backtracking.
Well, that's not...
That's arranging people to create...
No, an arrangement of a song means you can do you can bring a different style to a song.
I am.
I said you could do any song. You picked a song. You're quibbling over the wrong thing.
I'm picking one person to make every... Oh!
Right.
So there's at least... There's like 400 people in there.
Wait, hold on. So it's not just one person doing one note. I don't think there is more than 400 people. It's not a very long song. Do you want to count? It's not a very long advert.
No, but it would be at least a 4-minute song. It wasn't written for Lloyd's TSB.
That's the interesting question, because I would hazard that it is.
Do you think that was a Lloyd's TSB original?
Yeah.
I don't
Where the
think so.
fuck else is that from?
That's like a...
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be. I would be surprised.
I think you've related it too much with Lloyd's TSB.
They've got me.
Yeah. I just don't know if Lloyd's TSB have it in their locker to create such a banger.
Yeah, it's such a banger.
I don't know. It's confusing.
It was just quite iconic because it was a very atmospheric advert.
Yeah.
Do you remember the people?
Yeah.
There was that girl at our school who looked like one of the people.
What would you do?
And some of the meaner people would sing that to her.
Not us.
Not us.
What would you do on Jules Holland?
Cry Me a River, but the Michael Bublé arrangement.
So his arrangement.
Yeah.
How does he arrange it?
Big band. Big, powerful, kind of a lot of breaks for me to do my big notes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so Bublé.
So it'd be a big band.
Big band.
Yeah.
Big band, but then big band and then silence and then me and then back in with crashes.
Okay. So it wouldn't be 400 person choir.
Well, I'd consider. Maybe I'd follow you, or even better, you follow me. No, I think that tends to be. Now I know what my karaoke song kind of. Having done it recently.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we discussed this on the podcast we did.
Did we?
Yeah, when I pretended when we were at the pub and then I realised it was a karaoke machine. I surprised everyone.
Yeah.
And I did Cry Me a River, and that did bring the house down.
Really?
And I realised you don't shout. Use the microphone.
Oh, I see. Let the microphone do the talking.
Let the microphone do the work. Because I was like, why am I singing so badly? And then afterwards, I was like, it's because I'm shouting.
Is it sort of like bowling where you want at least 2 games so that you know that first
No,
one
it's
can
nothing
blow?
like that, actually. No, it's just don't shout.
Okay.
It's like trying to bowl too fast in bowling.
I see. Yeah.
It's like let the technique get the power. Don't try and do too much of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's actually a very intricate art.
Well, it's actually been quite a surprisingly fruitful news
Cycle.
What? It's been quite confusing news. It's not clear how to feel about the news.
Yeah. Well, there was one day where I was out and everything happened.
Well, when you say everything,
everything happened.
What happened?
A tree was cut down and Tupac Shakur's murderer was found.
Yeah, and that happened.
It happened on the same day, back to back.
Yeah,
it was almost like one caused the other.
Yeah.
I think, maybe that's okay. We can get into that because that's what I want to talk about. So there's my favourite news story for a while. It depends, as of yet. But I think
we have to find out more information.
We have to find out more. But it is the best. It's the best thing I've heard since
sliced bread.
Rust.
Do you think?
Which seems quite deep, actually. Because Rust, this is a lot more jovial than Rust.
Yeah.
As soon as that director got killed, I wasn't like, yes!
No, but Rust wasn't... We didn't love Rust.
We love that they're making the film again. And then the Alec Baldwin Gruffalo.
It was Gruffalo.
Gruffalo really started it off. But I think the fact that they're still making the film was my favourite bit.
Yeah.
But if for anyone that hasn't seen, or anyone that's from a different country, there's a very famous tree. If I'm honest, I wasn't aware of the fame of the tree before this news story. Were you?
No, not at all.
Yeah, so it's in Northumbria.
Yeah, it's on Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah, it looks like great tree.
It's a nice tree.
Really good tree.
The one tree of the year, and I was like, I'm not surprised.
Well, hold your thoughts on that.
Okay.
Lovely tree in the middle of Northumbria. I don't know where in Northumbria, but it was on Hadrian's Wall. And over one night, it was a very famous tree. It was in Robin Hood.
Yes.
So it's like a Hollywood tree.
It's a 300-year-old tree.
You could 300 years old. That's an important fact. And then overnight, someone chainsawed the fucker down.
Yeah.
Just went down like that overnight. And then immediately, a 16-year-old was arrested on suspicion of felling the tree, which is the correct term.
Yeah.
You fall a tree?
No, you
fell a tree.
You fell a tree.
The tree was felled.
The tree was felled.
The tree was felled.
And by the boy?
By the boy. The boy felled the tree. So the boy felled the tree and then immediately was taken into custody. 16-year-old boy, maybe even 15, pretty sure 16. He's going to get off on, he's a minor, he's going to get off on juvie, whatever. So immediately your mind goes to, right, it's a group of miscreants, a couple of young kids, some no-gooders.
We've had runs in with
these.
The youth of today are completely out of control.
They're out of control. They're chopping trees down now.
Crazy. It's
crazy.
More mindless than murder.
It's obscene there's something in the air. Like our last episode, they're chopping down. Now they were throwing rocks at windows. There was glass bottles at windows. Now they're chopping down trees. Yeah. They've turned their attention to nature. So that's been happening. He got arrested. You think, it's a group of miscreants, a group of hoodlums, but no. A couple of days after, or the next day, a 65-year-old man was arrested as well.
The plot
thickens beautifully. I cannot wait to find out. So what
are the options?
Before that, there's something that's the more important. Before we can consider options, there's something important we have to consider. They haven't released the names of either the boy or the man, or the boy or the man, or the elderly man, the OAP. If they don't have the same last name, or if they aren't related in any way, what the fuck is going on? That is the biggest. If there were co-conspirators, one of them's 15, the other happens to be 65, or he's in his 60s. I'm just going to call it 65. If you message me and say it's actually 67, it doesn't matter. How could they possibly be linked? How did those two people come into the same room and say, let's fell a tree?
Yeah, let's
fell this iconic tree.
If they're not
related,
what's going on?
What the fuck is going on? I have a good theory of something that is going on if they are related. And it goes into something you just alluded to.
Yeah.
That tree had been winning Tree of the Year every year. No other tree stood a chance.
Yep.
If that's a father and grandson, I reckon that they're amateur tree growers.
Sure.
They've got a lovely tree that they've been nursing for years and years and years. For years. Well, maybe even it's been in their family for generations. Maybe the guy, maybe even the granddad's great grandfather started that sapling and said, one day. What's a Northumbria?
Yeah, that's good.
Northumbria. One day. It's not.
No, keep going.
Northumbria.
Have confidence.
That goes Indian. Northumbria. That's West Country. He could be Indian. Because of immigration.
Yeah.
From there. Let's just do Yorkshire to make it easier. One day, son. One day. our tree's going to grow
What's that, Daddy?
as tall as a skyscraper.
As tall as a skyscraper.
And the one thing that we need in this family is to win best tree of the year.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
And we're going to do it one day, because if we put our love and all of our soul into that tree right there, that little sapling there, and we'll be the talk of the town.
Oh, I love you, Daddy.
And we'll love each other, and we'll be the best family we could ever be.
Am I the old man as a
Yes.
boy?
You're the old man
So
as
this
a
is
boy.
me. I'm the old man as a boy.
That's you as a boy.
Yeah.
That's you as a boy.
And then I grew up and I got hardened because every year.
Every single... Oh, that'd be good if your voice slowly dropped.
Every year.
And then every single year, that fucking tree wins.
Yeah.
Every single
Had
year
a
until
fucking film about it. He hated that
his
film.
granddad dies, his dad dies. None of them are able to see them win Tree of the
Tree
Year.
outlives them all.
Tree outlives them all. Until he's finally there and he's with his grandson, and his grandson's like, I think we got to do something about this tree.
Yeah.
And then the granddad's like, yeah, I think it is about time we do something about this tree. They've slightly changed accents as they've got
Do you know
on.
what? I think he'd had that. I think their son was passionate about cutting the tree down.
You're going to have to... The son, which...
So there's the grandson, the son, and then the granddad.
Right.
So the middle.
Yes.
Because what's missing is one generation between.
I presumed he was dead.
Yeah. I think he died, and it was in memory of him that they cut down the tree. I think he died.
That muddies the water a lot.
I think he died
Yeah.
from a deep depression after losing Tree of the Year
Well, who wouldn't?
for 4 years in a row.
Wait, the son.
The
right.
son.
Yeah.
And then they thought, in his memory...
Enough's enough.
Enough's
How many of our family are going to die either not able to see us
think
win
they call
Tree of
something
the
like
Year,
Ubreds.
either unable to see us win Tree of the Year,
Yeah.
or that the tree has directly contributed to their death?
Yeah.
Enough is enough.
Yeah.
We need to win Tree of the Year. They then sneak out in the dead of the night, granddad and grandson,
Yeah.
and they fell the tree. I'm not sure why they found the granddad like a day later.
Well, you can also...
think the
so,
son-
so this is only following one path of possibility, which is that they're related. Okay.
I know. We're into when the that's we have to presume, and then we'll get into that after. But are we confident that if they're related, that's the story?
Yeah, I'm confident.
because of the Tree of the Year situation.
I'd
That
stake my reputation on
they're
it.
rival tree growers
Yeah.
who are fed up of seeing that tree win best tree of the year.
So they failed it.
So they failed it. Okay, great. Now what happens if when those names are released?
Mm-hmm.
The problem is there's a minor involved. Are they going to release the name of the minor?
Are they going to keep it away from us?
Are they going to keep it away from us?
Well,
Another tree spiracy.
the podcast audience is growing, and
Yeah.
I think we certainly have more cultural influence than they used to. Well, cultural cachet.
Cachet, yes.
I'm keeping abreast of statistics, and it's certainly quite a global podcast.
Right.
So I imagine, though our power base is in England, I'm sure our influence
We can
stretches-
mobilise England quickly.
Yeah, I'm sure our influence, though Dwayne's, stretches to the north. So,
Yeah.
if anyone is from Northumbria,
Great. Ways away in a whole region like that.
so,
If anyone's from
I don't even know it's
Northumbria,
Northumbria.
if anyone's from Northumbria, we are calling on our Northumbrian listeners. Well, I don't even know what you want to do. To
Well,
all
we don't even know if it's there.
Northumbrians.
Well, wherever it is,
Just Northumbria.
if you're local
To
if
Northumbria.
you can pick up on local goss and find out stuff that we
Yes.
shouldn't know, and then if you don't feel comfortable saying it on the comments, send us
Message,
DMs.
either one of us.
Yeah,
but
please.
Surely
So-
someone knows something.
So now, the more interesting chance of what we're hoping is that they're not related. The dream is they're not related, right? Isn't it? Is that not the dream?
Yes.
Is
The
that not
thing
what we
is,
strive to? Is that not the greatness we strive for in our lives?
Yeah, if they're like, it is, it is. But I'm scared of the story that might come out of it if they're not related.
But also excited by your fear.
Don't get me wrong. It's a fear of the unknown, but also an excitement about where it might lead. But it could lead down a dark road.
So have you read the Hemingway book, Old Man and the Sea?
No.
So it's a very short, super allegorical book.
Yeah,
And
my
it's funny,
kind of thing.
It's about an old man who's been fishing all his life.
Yeah.
And he has this boy who helps him for like a bit of quick money summer
Yeah.
job. This boy will help him fish.
Sure.
And then they catch this massive fish.
Yeah.
And the fish is so strong that they're wrestling with it.
Yeah.
And it's about them trying to catch this giant fish. And
Yeah.
he hasn't caught a fish. Sorry, the old man hasn't caught a fish for like years. It's his longest dry streak ever. And
For
it's meant
years?
or like months. Or it's just
How often is he out on the water?
Every day. So it's like a big deal that he's not catching fish.
Is he just a terrible fisherman?
No, because he used to be able to catch fish. So
Right.
it's about aging. It's
Yeah.
like it's very
Yeah, I know,
allegorical.
that was- yeah.
It's not clear what it's about, but that makes it more mysterious because you're like, it seems like it's about something.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. From an allegorical thing, you don't want to really know what it's about.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, it feels like this is about something really important. I don't know what that is.
Important, yeah.
Important.
I couldn't have said it better myself, yeah.
So I feel maybe there's a chance that this is actually an allegorical tale in itself.
So you think...
So an old man in the tree.
So do you think this might not have happened?
No, I think this did happen, but I think this is a real life old man in the sea, but it's old man in the tree.
Right, so how do they meet?
So the old man is a tree fella. He fells trees.
That's a poor start.
No, but it's like he's the fisherman.
Do you think, well, to be fair, it would make sense that they arrested the kid who did it, and then arrested the man who's known for felling trees in the local area?
No, but I mean, it follows the same structure as the old man in the sea.
Again, your obsession with the old man in the sea here is
It's
actually...
called the old man in the tree. That works pretty well.
It does, but that's if
Man
we would...
and boy.
That's if
it's
we-
about aging.
Yeah.
It's an allegory.
Look, all the themes are there.
Yeah.
But that, as a detective,
Yeah.
you can't go around saying, have you read the book The Old Man in the Sea?
Well, I'm pitching a new book called
If
The
you-
Old Man in the Tree.
Right. Great, sure. In order for us to write this book, The Old Man in the Tree, we need to know what happened, or at least theorise what happened.
Well,
a
maybe
detective
the
can't go round saying, it's an old man in the tree thing, isn't it? It's an old man in a tree.
I'm an artist, you're a scientist. This is the difference here.
Right.
You're trying to look at the truth. I'm trying to weave poetry out of
Sure.
the deeper truth,
Right.
the meanings behind
and
it.
in order to analyse the deeper truth, we need to
Yes, careful with your
theorise.
words here,
we
but
need
go
to
for it.
we need to
On thin ice,
theorise.
but carry on.
Easy now. We need to theorise what actually happened.
Yeah.
So where are you getting your allegorical truth from?
Do you know what? As a poet,
Yeah.
the resident poet.
Be careful,
the poet in
because I'm a
residence.
scientist. I'm the resident
As
scientist.
the poet in residence,
Yeah.
I have a residency here as a poet.
Here?
I have a residency.
In your bedroom.
I have a residency.
Yeah, you do live here. That's true.
I'm an
You
artist,
are a
and
resident poet
I have a
here.
residency.
Yeah, you can be a resident whatever the fuck you
I have
want
a
in your own
long-
house.
A long residency here.
Yeah.
A lot of it is about you hear little snippets of a real life story and then you conjure up the rest.
Exactly, that's what we're trying to
create
do,
an
you maniac.
To create an allegorical story.
Yes, that's what we're doing. But all you've said
but
is-
finding the truth in your cold-hearted way.
I haven't
is-
even said a truth yet.
You said we need to get to the bottom of it when I'm actually like, let's weave a story that actually reveals a deeper truth about humanity and mankind and aging.
Not once
It's an
have you
allegory.
said, I've said, okay, where have they met? You haven't even once said how they met, how they felled the tree, why they felled the tree. You've not begun to say what story you think's happened to extract allegorical truth. You've just kept referencing a book.
Similar to The Old Man in the Sea, structurally. It's called The Old Man in the Tree, all right?
You've come up with the name and that's it.
This old man, he fells trees. He was the greatest...
Again, it's a poor start.
He was the greatest tree fellers of his day. Okay,
Double
But
entendre.
he hasn't-
Tree fellas,
yeah.
tree fella.
He hasn't felled a tree in years,
Right.
Because he's lost
Yeah.
the knack to fell a tree.
Sure.
There's a boy on a summer job,
Now, I'm going to have to ask more than there's a boy, as there are boys.
but it's a summer job
What's his summer job?
helping this man fell trees.
So he puts up on the local bulletin board,
Yeah,
tree fella in need of boy to fell trees.
and then this young
Tree fella, if I was a parent, I'd be like, you are not answering
You're
that.
not going to the
tree
tree-
fella in need for young boy to fell trees.
yeah, he wants a bit of quick cash over the summer. It's not a deep thing, okay?
Yeah.
And then every time they try and fell a tree,
Yeah.
he can't. He's lost the knack to fell trees.
Yeah.
And then he talks about the biggest tree to fell of all. The
Yeah.
dream of all tree fellers is
Yeah.
to finally
Yeah.
fell the greatest tree of them all.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what happens next.
Oh my God.
But then they need to
You haven't just... remember this, because there's other people here. You haven't just wasted my time with that. You've wasted a lot of other people's time. Yeah.
I do know what happens next. And then
This isn't the first time you spoke about the old
boy.
man... What is it? And
The sea.
And the sea on the podcast.
and
It
so
is... Sometimes it appears like you've only read like 3 books.
it's not far off. And also the reason why I love
It's Silk Roads,
I
it's
love-
The Old Man and the Sea, and there's another one, but
Yeah.
whatever.
There's what I love about The Old Man and the Sea which I think is really powerful, is that it's under 100 pages. So
Yes,
it means
because
you
your
can finish-
ADHD mind
it
can
means
actually
you
get there.
Finish a book very quickly and then have full remit to talk about it because you've completed it. But in the
Full
time,
remit to talk about it.
Yeah.
Full
because you
remit.
finished the book.
Right.
And I'm not a fan of finishing books.
You're not, yeah.
I'm not
yeah.
a huge fan.
Yeah.
I get it very quickly. Yeah.
So it's not a
I'm like,
yeah.
yeah.
So it's not a concentration thing. It's like, come on,
Though I would actually say with non-fiction, they do spunk their great ideas.
100%.
It does.
Well, you have to. It's like
it loses steam. Last third of a non-fiction, you're
You
like,
need-
yeah.
Well, it's a repetition of everything they've said, really,
Yeah.
because it's like an essay.
Yeah, and it's just filling words. So this boy,
We're at the point where
this
he's joined
boy-
the apprenticeship.
Yeah, and they're failing to fell trees because they keep getting run.
It's the two of them.
Yeah, the two of them.
The
And
unconventional
then
pair.
the old man slumps. He says, I haven't been, this is the longest dry spell not felling a tree. Maybe I've lost the knack to fell a tree.
Maybe my felling tree days are over.
Yeah. And then the boy takes pity on the old man. He's got youth on his side. He's got ambition on his side. And he says, you're one of the greatest tree fellers of all time.
Let me find the name of the tree because this will help you.
The way that you're getting stuck on this is not becoming of the greatest tree feller of all time.
Yeah.
And he G's him up. All right.
Is he? He is the greatest tree feller.
Yeah. And he talks about the stories that he heard about him growing up. Because the boy actually did hear
Sycamore
stories.
Gap tree.
Yeah. And says, I believe you're the greatest tree feller of all time. I think you still are. Tear comes to the old man's eyes.
Yeah.
He hasn't heard a positive word of encouragement for years now.
About his tree felling.
About his tree fellering. And in general.
Yeah.
It's not good at home.
Does he have a wife?
No.
What happened
do you
to
know why
her?
she left?
Because a tree fell on her.
No, because of how bad he was at tree felling.
One of the trees he felled fell on her, and
It did.
and then that was the last tree he fell. Whoops.
And then the boy, with his youthful energy, his innocence, inspires the old man to not only fell a tree, but fell the greatest tree in England, Sycamore Gap. And then together, him and the boy felled the tree.
Right.
The tree has been felled.
So I can understand that.
I don't think it's as powerful as the old man of the sea.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why it's not quite as powerful. Is that fishing, you can understand, is a little bit more, there's chance involved. You can understand like a fishing drought. You know, the fish, you can't see. The nature of fishing is you can't see what's going on underneath. There could be no fish there, or you could just be doing a terrible job of it, right? Cutting down a tree... There's a fairly standard way to do it. I'm sure there's many different ways, tree fellas out there. But at the end of the day, you just got to cut the fucker down.
Sure.
So my favourite bit of this story is them failing to cut down trees.
That's the weakest part.
By the way, it was done with a chainsaw. I've never felled a tree.
Have you not?
No. But give me a chainsaw, I think there's very few trees I couldn't fell.
Yeah.
Maybe not safely, maybe not the most effectively, but I think I'd give it a good old... I could do it. I could fell any tree in the world.
You could fell any tree?
With a chainsaw. Of course I could. Of course you could.
So just... Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess just it's not necessarily with any craft, not necessarily...
No, it's just cutting the fucker at the bottom. Look, I would do it unsafely. There's a chance the tree would fell onto me.
And I'm sure I'd learn a lot on
and
my
maybe
first
that
one.
might even be a more allegorical lesson if the tree fell onto me whilst
the boy who thought he could fell any tree felled the tree that fell onto
sounding
me.
a bit like a kind of like a limerick now.
It is. The boy who thought he could fell any tree.
It's a bit Dr. Seussy. Okay, that nonsense aside.
The old man in the tree.
Thank you for 10 minutes on that. That's nearly run out. Is that 5 or? Oh, it's 3. Crikey.
Jesus.
So the old man, right? Yeah, whatever. There is now back to some reality. If the initial question is asked, can we put allegories to his side?
But also, I forgot to mention, the old man also killed Tupac. That gets revealed in this book as well.
Does what?
The old man also killed Tupac, but that's an aside that he mentions in one of the stories.
Okay.
He goes, oh yeah, I spent a bit of time in LA because he's talking about his life, and I killed Tupac. And then the boy asks no other questions, and we never come back to it.
Is that why he started felling trees?
We don't know.
But it's implied.
No,
That's some
nothing's
sort
implied.
of...
It doesn't make sense in relation to the story.
Okay, it's just
And it's never explained.
It's 2 sentences in the book. Or one line
It's
of
a
dialogue.
mystery as to why it was written.
Oh, and he's talking about felling trees, and he's like,
In retrospect, he shouldn't have written
and
that.
by the way, I did also kill Tupac, and the boy goes,
It's poor writing.
yeah. It seems inconsequential. So,
The mention of Tupac also takes out the allegorical
Yeah.
meaning of kind of things in
Right, so
general.
when
It's
I-
too specific.
so when I asked you about 10 minutes ago now, what if it comes out that this 15-year-old boy and the 60-something-year-old man aren't related?
Yeah.
How do you think they met?
Yeah.
What part of that was? Can you write a book about this for me?
Well, oh, yeah, that's true.
So
We
we need the story before anything.
Yeah.
So we need to.
Well, I've told my story.
I
Now
don't
it's time for
know.
your story.
You've told someone else's story. Is what you've done.
No, I've
You're not
remixed
getting
it.
away with it that easily.
The old man in the tree.
So they're not related. Okay,
Yeah.
it comes out that they're not related.
Yeah.
The first question we have to identify is
Yeah.
how does a 15-year-old boy meet a 65-year-old man that he isn't related to? The best alternative for that is he's doing his gardening,
What about this? Another.
a form of an apprenticeship.
What about? It wasn't just.
I
them.
threw you a bone there. The old man in the tree could be real, but you decided to move past
I
it.
moved past. The old man in the tree is a tale that will be much disputed as reality for years to come. What about? It wasn't just this young boy and
Yeah.
the grandfather. It was how many people in the So Solid crew?
Let me get my phone out.
But
When
I'd
was-
say around that amount. So it's around the how many members of the So Solid crew?
Just give me
So
a...
I just think I'm just trying to imagine, like, just for scale, that's roughly the amount of people I think who felled this tree. Okay.
Solid crew.
And the youngest member of this crew was the 16-year-old.
Are you trying to bring
And
Tupac into this?
And the
Okay.
oldest member of this was the 65-year-old. But
1, 2.
all the ages in between matched them perfectly. So obviously, out of context, the 16-year-old and the 65-year-old hanging out as a pair seems weird. But when you get how many people?
30.
When you find out that there's 30 people, because they're called the So Felling crew.
Remember when I said it was done?
The So Felling crew, yeah,
The So Felling crew.
yeah, yeah.
So why is only 2 of them being arrested? What about the other 28?
They're yet to find them.
They're yet to find them.
Yeah, there's still more to come out. And
I guess the
there's
youngest and the
every
oldest
age,
would
yeah.
be the youngest and the oldest would be the easiest to find because the
Yeah.
youngest might panic more and go home to his family. The oldest is still at the tree because he can't get away because he's too old.
Mean age is like 38.
So they're still right. It's interesting because the story's been quite widely reported and quite famous, and they haven't at any point mentioned that they're still looking for 28 perpetrators.
They don't want to upset the British public. If they realised there was a So Felling crew, well, most of them were still at large.
You've had
I'm
two
private.
answers to this very standard podcasting question. Both of them have been obscure references.
To the So
They've been obscure references. We haven't. I've started to question like how would they potentially?
Yeah.
We've tried to build up a story,
Yeah.
and you've brought up a book and the So Solid crew. Who wrote? Oh, we can't lose those, and it loses all its panache. So, I think we've run out of time to talk about that.
yeah. I think it was time well spent.
I
think clip it. Clip it.
What a 10-minute clip? It's
10-minute
impossible
clip,
not
the first
to.
10-minute clip.
Well, I suppose it was that.
Sorry, did you have something you wanted to bring?
I would like to begin a discussion on it, sure.
What? I've brought.
Begin? I just started to piece together. There are so many questions we need to ask if they're not related, and I only asked one. And both times you've gone, wait. Have you heard of the So Solid crew? Have you ever read this book?
I do think trackies and whiskey combination is brutal for Galdini, because that's like, or is it making me more powerful than ever?
It's making you more insufferable than ever.
Right, we've run out of time to talk about that. Would you like to talk about your?
We'll never
hype
know.
Would you like to talk about your hype of the week?
My hype of the week. My hype of the week is when you're at a supermarket and you've just finished all of your shopping at the self-checkout.
Yeah.
And you pay for it. You go like, choose your payment method, and then you choose contactless, and then you do that, and then you pick up your shopping and walk out whilst it's loading. And as you're walking out of the store, you just hear in the background, "Payment accepted," and you leave. It's a bit like in an action film when the hero walks in slow motion away from an explosion behind him. It's like, wow. He did it.
Have you seen that Tiger Woods clip of him putting and he shakes the guy's hand
This
before
is
he goes
another
in?
obscure reference.
No, that's a great reference.
It is, yeah. No,
He puts
and he
then
shakes his hand before
he
he
shakes
goes
his hand
in.
before he goes in.
It's exactly like that. There were people doubting that my payment were going to be accepted, and I know they were.
Yeah, you shook the
Like,
bouncer's
this guy
hand.
doesn't have the money for this. This guy doesn't have the money for those chicken breasts. Look at him, he's a mess. And then bam, and they're like, "What? He's leaving before the automated voice says that it's been accepted." No, he just knows he's got enough money in his account. I've done it once where the payment was declined and I had to go back.
Did you have to go back?
Had to go back. I was like, sorry, I'm not trying to.
You shook the hand.
I'm
and missed
not
the putt.
thieving. Yeah, exactly. It's all over. Thanks, mate. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
That's my hype.
But speaking of golf, there was the Ryder Cup this weekend, which is this is probably the most seriously taken sporting events. Masters and Ryder Cup is
Not
maybe.
serious is an interesting word.
Yeah.
Not one I would
Livid.
necessarily use for this.
Yeah.
It's the Ryder Cup technically is my favourite sporting event. I like it's because I mean, for a favourite sporting event, you want it to last fucking ages.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess because it's kind of one match done over a weekend, which is great.
Yeah.
It's also because I like watching golf. It's very relaxing and everything, and it looks lovely. But that's and they're always so professional, and everyone's all polite and stuff. But there's an edge to it. So there's more. The crowd are going crazier.
Yeah.
There's like an atmosphere. They're obscene. My dad was there for the whole thing, and I kept trying to look out for him on the camera, but
He was an ultra.
it's like trying to do Where's Wally. They all look exactly the same. There was all of them. Every time I saw someone in these kind of half 3/4 length shorts, these kind of cargo 3/4 length shorts with a golf or a polo shirt on, a short sleeve collared shirt, I was like, there he is. But it was just another man that looks like my dad.
Well, I think there's a ghostly, haunting thing to seeing someone who almost looks like a parent. As I said many times about that cleaner in the library who looked like my mum. And
I have no recollection.
Do you not
of
remember
that.
this?
No.
So I'd always do an all-nighter to finish any essay, and I'd normally the final.
At uni.
Uni.
So I thought you were saying at school, and I was like,
No.
I would remember that. Yes, I do remember
And
that.
there's always be like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm a daffnelled up trying to finish this essay, and then I'd see.
Daffy Hound, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a big Daffy hound.
Daffy boy. They called you Duck.
Daffy Duck.
The Duck.
And then I'd see my mother changing the bin bags, and I'd be like, "This has gone too. This Daffy, this Daffy hitting different."
Well, that cleaner only worked nights.
Yeah.
So you only saw her when you were doing all-nighters on Modafinil.
True.
Did you ever?
No, it's true. I never saw her. Genuinely, never saw her.
Did you ever get anyone else's confirmation that she was there?
No. Could be my mum. Could be a hallucination of my mother. But anyway, back to the Ryder Cup. It is true that.
How did you get? Oh yeah, the dad thing. Yeah. God,
a lot of
your
your dads.
tracksuit atmosphere is astonishing.
What is it? An upsetting aura.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. I've had I'm expecting conversations to go one way, and they are going way in a different direction.
It's been a long day. So a lot of Bill Cohen's at the Ryder Cup. It's like a Brighton football game.
It's not a lot.
Yeah.
It's only.
Only so it's exclusive.
It's only.
Yeah.
They're all there. They're all the same.
More than a lot.
More than a lot. All of them.
Now we mused on it. Did he turn up and they all started looking like him?
Yeah.
Or did they all look? Is it just a beacon call?
So your question is thus.
Yeah.
Did my father
Explain forth.
Did my father rock up to the Ryder Cup in Rome?
Yeah.
And everyone else saw his outfit and went, "We need that."
I think day one.
I think the answer might be yes.
They saw him come in.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's a bit like the Brighton,
not just outfit. It's just general vibe.
which would
It's
imply
haircut.
general vibe. Well, no, because that would imply that every Brighton supporter in the Amex saw his haircut and his general slight tan and slightly Italian look and went immediately out to get the kind of shiny hair with spray tans.
Yeah.
And I think the answer might be
think
yes.
so.
The thing is, Dad's never been to the Amex, I don't think. He probably has.
It
But
spreads like COVID, the Bill Cohen look.
It's a disease.
It's a disease. It's gone viral.
I think it's like because they would wear what they'd wear playing golf.
Yeah.
So that's why everyone there looks like they're playing golf, even though they're not playing golf. Because when you're going round a golf course, which is an interesting thing for spectators. When you go and watch a football match, you don't go in full kit unless you've got severe disabilities. if we're honest,
unless you've won a competition.
Yeah. If we're being honest, and that's fine. There's no problem against that.
Yeah, wearing studs.
Problem against people going in full kit and everything's fine.
Yeah.
That's an issue, I think. But so in football you don't do that. In rugby you don't do that. In cricket you don't go in full whites. Of course you don't.
What, full pads?
Yeah. Full pads. It would be again.
Quite funny though.
People do, but it'll be a fun, silly joke.
Yes.
A fun and silly joke. Yeah. With golf, the interesting thing is that you're kind of you walk along with them a lot of the time. So you are on a golf course walking around doing it. You might often do 18 holes. There's a lot of walking involved. So these guys will probably wear the same thing that they wear when they play golf, walking the golf course. So I would say it's very hard to distinguish between the competitors and the spectators. But that's not necessarily true.
Do you live the most vicariously through the golfer if you're a golf fan at the event?
I wouldn't be a golfer. And I'll tell you why.
No, but I mean not for you.
Because I just thought of something.
I mean for one. So I think it's a good point that the least distinguishable between the players and the fans is golf.
Yeah.
Is the line between the golf fan and the player.
I think the line between good and evil is the most significant in golf.
And it runs through every human heart.
It runs through all of us.
Yeah.
I think... Yes,
because you're walking along with them.
Yes. You've got so football, long to think about like every decision they make. Yeah. And bearing in mind, every fucking guy there is. I've never seen golf live. Yeah. But every guy in there.
It's coming.
It's like, of course it's coming. We've already talked about going to the Ryder Cup in 2 years' time. But because you see them walk and there's one shot, right? And then there's the next one. But the spectators wait there by the ball and they're lining up, going, oh, and these are a bit of a power fade to the right or whatever. Yeah. You've got so much time to think about what you would do with that shot, and you're right next to the ball, whereas in football you don't really have time. You might go pass it there, but you haven't got the
one person, one ball, and it's all the focus. And so it's like it just everyone's focus is you're going to that one moment. With football, it's all in flux. There's loads of players, there's loads of people in the stadium.
There are loads of other golfers on the course as well, but if you're following a group round, that's it.
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you. What were you saying?
No, I realised I'd never be a golfer.
Why
even
not?
If I had
God-given talents.
If I had the God-given talents and put in the time and effort in, and if I
put into work,
if I was a bomb on that range, then I had all the skills necessary to be a professional golfer. Yeah. All the travel, the money, the women, the cars. I wouldn't do it, and I'll tell. The crowd pauses.
You got crispy fits on.
I've got crispy fits coming out of my ears. And I'll tell you why. The tan lines these fuckers get are the most embarrassing things in the world.
Do you think a tan line's embarrassing?
This tan line is. That's for the people in the podcast.
Sorry.
I'm going to send you one. They wear hats. They have to wear hats on the golf course.
Of course.
Or do they? That's the thing. Most of the time you wear hats on the golf course. They have forehead tan lines.
Ooh.
I'll just very quickly, I'll just get it up because we've shown them. It's a very simple picture to put in. Golf, hat, tan, line. And they take them off at the end because it's the sign of respect. Here's an example for a bald man.
Oh my goodness.
Because they're out in the sun all day practicing, they're always wearing hats. How do you go out and be with your family in a restaurant? I think that's Stuart Sink, actually, if I remember correctly. Look at that.
Jesus Christ, that's worse than I thought.
You can't live like that. But even the guys with hair, there's a clear...
Yeah.
And like, it would just happen.
There's no way around it.
No. Because you're meant to wear a hat.
You'd have to fake tan.
But then it's going to be different colours. Yeah. It's going to be different. I think that's worse. Then you look a bit like a pencil.
Yeah. Well, because it feels the whole thing looks manufactured.
Well, because he looks like a rubber at the end of a pencil.
He does.
And that's the problem. I don't think I could do it because you can't imagine. It makes sense. So when they take off their hats at the end of the round, it's hilarious and embarrassing. And that's us knowing why they've got that tan line. Imagine being a golfer and going out to a restaurant with your family. People won't recognise you as a golfer. And you look like the end of a pencil. Yeah. It's not worth it. Yeah. It's not worth it. You'd be fine.
Why?
Because you don't tan.
Hey. How dare you?
There wasn't a jab.
But
That was a weird reaction.
Do you think that's why Tiger Woods is so good?
Because he doesn't have that.
And it's weird. For maybe the whitest sport there is.
Yeah.
It is weird that.
Yeah, I was going to say it would
the
kind
main
of
problem. If you're black, you don't have this problem.
right, and that allowed him the freedom and confidence in order to go out.
It was confidence.
Because when he was as one of the, a groundbreaking player to kind of start to crush the racial inequality in golf, when he took off his hat at the end, everyone else was embarrassed to do it, and then it was like, you don't look like the end of a pencil.
But so like Rory McIlroy doesn't look like the end of a pencil.
He's like Irish blood. He's not a tanner.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, the people that don't tan don't have tan line problems, of course. They might have
but if you spend if I spend enough time in the sun, I'm just tanning quite a lot. I just don't spend that much time in the sun.
That's a lie.
No, genuinely.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. If
none of us spend that much time in the sun.
I'll get hardcore tan lines if I spend 2 weeks in a sunny place.
I've never seen you with a tan.
Have you not? Yeah.
I've seen you with a slight.
When I came back from Indonesia last year.
Yeah.
I had
I'm sure you do, but But so I get there are people. Rory McIlroy, yeah, they'll have some.
You'd get it really bad.
Yeah, no, but Rory would have some, and you see it more with like the Spanish players. They really have it fucking bad. Yeah, because obviously their skin sees sun, and they turn old immediately. But it's not the same. Yeah.
So that's the main reason.
No, but it's not the main reason I didn't become a golfer, because that would be a lie.
No, I mean, why you wouldn't if you were given...
No, it's the only reason.
The only reason.
I would not want that. Yeah. If I was the best golfer in the world, I can't go to a restaurant without people going, Daddy, why is the end of a pencil looking at me? I don't know why I'm looking at the kid. I'm not looking in a bad way.
Because you're looking with envy.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, look at that girl's non-tan line. Exactly. Look at her perfectly coloured forehead.
You're staring with envy.
I'm yeah.
I do like it. His family who don't like a collection of pencils.
Yeah, so that was the Ryder Cup.
We haven't done our handyman, Steve. We haven't done an update.
Yeah, let's give him an update.
So... basically, a long-time listener to the show will know that our handyman is up there with the... Well, I'd hope was one of the worst handymen. But
handy people.
Handy person. Person of hand. He's a POH. And so we've had an absolute nightmare with our shower. And it's only just been fixed.
Yeah.
And one morning, Steve was meant to do it. He's kept cancelling the job. And then on the morning of it, about 6 in the morning, I received this text. Morning.
Well, yeah.
This is on the morning that he's meant to fix our shower.
After cancelling several times.
Yeah. Morning. I am counselling, as in...
He's not a therapist.
Yeah. The job this morning, as I have pickup bug and fill crap.
Wait, read it in. Yeah, wait, keep going.
So, I'm counselling the job this morning as I have pickup bug and fill crap. Fill, as in landfill.
Yeah. We'll get into the analysis
for any
after.
Inconveniences it may have caused.
Yeah. So that's like how... I imagine he thought it sounded like this. As in, like, this is the kind of tone. Morning, I'm counselling this job this morning as I pick up a bug and fill crap. Oh, no, it's just... pick up a bug. It's not just pick up a bug. Morning, I'm counselling the job this morning as I pick up a bug and fill crap. Sorry for any inconveniences it may have caused. Oh, the end's actually fine. So, morning, I'm counselling the job this morning. COUNSELLING. Do you think he's taking the job to therapy? Is it like a kind of idea? Maybe he's actually...
What, are you suggesting that wasn't typos?
I think none of it was a typo.
Okay.
Morning, I am counselling the job this morning. So he's like, I thought about the job and I think I need to talk to my therapist.
Or is he...
The landlord keeps asking me to fix showers, but why do I want to spend all my life fixing showers?
Yeah.
He's counselling
the job.
As he has literally picked up a bug off the floor.
Yeah.
So he picked up a bug, right, and fill crap. Great. Got it. So he, that morning, oh my God, to be fair, he did message that at 6:39 a.m.
Yeah.
On the morning of Saturday...
he filled crap.
Hold on. On the morning of Saturday, 63rd of September, Steve... I just want to say... Steve picked up a bug and really liked it.
Yeah.
He was like, wow. He picked up a ladybird and was like, how beautiful is this world? Yeah. What infinite wonders that are just on our fingertips on a regular basis.
There's beauty everywhere.
And then his wife went, "Hey, Steve, you need to fill that crap up," because he's a handyman. Or maybe he had another job that morning of filling crap.
Yeah.
The only problem is, how do you fill crap? How do you fill it? So it's FILL.
It's like go to the dump.
Could be.
You fill crap.
Fill crap, yeah. Well,
A crap fill.
a crap.
You fill crap.
Well,
into
kind
the
of
crap
getting the
fill.
idea of like filling up, which is kind of, yeah. And then fine.
Yeah.
His wife went, "Steve, have you filled that crap yet?" Whilst he's looking at the bug he's picked up.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Fuck, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Yeah.
I need to go and see my
I
therapist.
need to counsel this
I
job.
need to go and see my therapist.
Yeah.
So I need to counsel the job whether that's actually something I want to do. Sorry for any inconvenience caused.
Yeah. I need to seek counsel on the job.
Picked up a bug. Wife tells him to go to the dump. He says, "Is it all worth it?" Goes to a therapist. Doesn't want to come.
Yeah. So actually,
Morning.
there's no
I am
typo.
counselling the job this morning. And so I pick up bug and fill crap. It actually makes all the sense in the
It
world.
makes all the sense in the world. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us today on another episode of Boys Gone Wild. We will see you next week. Much love. and
Or
return.
will we?
Yeah, well, there's a chance we won't. Something terrible could happen. But please join the Patreon, support the troops, and
Just
look after yourself.
put some energy into the ending. Put something in there.
Support
Don't
the
sound
troops.
so sad, especially when you're asking people to give us money.
support the troops.
Support
With the troops.
the Patreon.
Bye.